Hey, this is Will. So in this episode, I'm going to tell you how you can start online course business selling online courses. It's not as straightforward as you might think. There are a lot of different ways how you can do this, and I sell online courses myself, so I have really went deep into it because I love geeking out about this kind of stuff, and I tried out all of the different ways, and it really kind of depends where exactly you are at, what kind of things you want to do, how much money you want to invest, so on and so forth. So I'll try and explain all of this information. It took me a while to figure out all of these different things, so hopefully this is going to save you up a lot of time. I will leave all of the useful links if I recommend some softwares. By the way, I do have special discounts for some of the softwares I recommend and different bonuses, and any other resources that might be useful, might help you out. I will leave everything in the description, so make sure to check out all of the links. Also, make sure to check out my main YouTube channel for some very useful content and my Instagram for quick and actionable growth hacks. But also, I do give out one of my courses completely for free every single week. So just, if you're listening to this as a podcast, take the title, put that on YouTube, find the video, smash the thumbs up button, leave a comment below, and you're going to enter the competition. Now let's get into it. So first of all, one thing that I know a lot of people are confused about is how exactly do you set up a website to sell your online courses, because there are so many different options and it can get a little bit overwhelming, a little bit too technical. But basically, I would say there are three different options that you can follow. So the first one to start out, and this is the easiest one, is using a landing page builder / online course software. So there are a lot of different options out there. As example here, if you're watching this video, one of the more popular ones is Kartra. I will leave my recommendations and everything, which ones are the best, and well, depending on your situation as well, depending how much money you want to invest and all of those kind of things. So I'll leave all the useful information that I've done all the research already. But in general, just to explain to you what these platforms do, they basically have all of these different functionalities. So you can create pages, you can create funnels, they have usually fairly decent email automations, and then you can upload your videos, and usually these platforms, they will host the videos for you, so you don't need any third-party platform where you're going to host the videos. You can even have memberships or recurring fees if you want, and basically just a bunch of these different functionalities. You have your affiliates, so automatically you can create affiliate program for your course, and so on and so forth. So the idea here is that these softwares are sort of everything in one solution. It's sort of the ultimate solution that you need. And basically, you don't really need to think about how to connect all of the different softwares together, what's the best solution and all of that. So I would say if you're not really tech savvy, or actually even if you are tech savvy, it can still be a good solution because it does save you up a lot of time, because you don't need to, I'm going to talk about other solutions later, but this already has everything in one place, so you don't need to wonder how to figure out all of the different things. The one thing I would say about this is that when you look at the pricing, most of the times, if we see at this example, is the starter package starts from $99 a month. Silver is $200,000, depending on how many leads you have, how many different course participants you have, so on, and how many emails you want to send out. And it all depends on the different softwares. And again, there are different solutions as well. So I'll try to leave some useful information because I know a lot of people, they don't want to invest a lot of money. So I'll leave you some of the options that are the cheaper options and some that are more expensive, but they are actually better. So I would say you are paying more money if you're going to go with this option, but at the same time, It makes your life easier, so you kind of have to decide. One thing also to note about this, I would say that you are somewhat limited. So the other options I'm going to talk about, let's say if you're using something like email marketing or you're using landing page builder, these softwares, they do have a good landing page. Some of them, they have very good landing page builders, and they do have a good amount of templates. So it is pretty good, but there are other options that can take it to the next level. When it comes to email marketing as well, depending on the software, some of them, they will have sort of pretty basic, and if you want more, then you will need to get other email marketing softwares on top of that. And most of these softwares, by the way, they do have integrations that allow you to connect different, let's say, email marketing softwares to your landing page builder. The next option is to use online course software. So these are softwares that are specifically created for online courses. And the difference here between the first solution and the second solution is that I would say these online course softwares, they are a little bit more simple, so you don't have as many advanced features, but at the same time, they are definitely still very good options. So if we look at something like Podia, and by the way, I have made a video on my main channel where I compare all of the different online course software, so definitely check that out. It's very, very useful, one of my best videos. So basically when we look here, these softwares, they allow you to do most of the things. They allow you to also upload your courses, your videos. You can also have memberships. You can create custom websites. So you can build, they do have a landing page builder as well. They do also provide email marketing, affiliate marketing, and it all depends on the plan as well. So if, for example, here, let's say, if we look at pricing, you will see that they are a little bit cheaper. So as you can see here, you can get Mover plan for $39 a month, and Shaker is $79 a month. So right off the bat, we can tell that these options are a little bit cheaper from the landing page builders, and it all depends what functionalities you want to have as well. So quite a lot of functionalities, they are somewhat similar, but let's say to make this very simple for you to understand, if let's say we are looking at email marketing, for most of these specifically course building softwares with email marketing, you usually are only going to get the very, very basic email marketing. So it's really going to be just drip campaign, which basically just means sending out one email after the other, and that is it. And you don't have any other functionalities. Whereas, let's say with a landing page builder, depending on which one it is as well, but a lot of them, they are going to be a little bit more advanced. So you can actually create automations that if someone didn't open this email, then I want to send them out this email, or if they opened, they clicked, they didn't make a purchase, then I can send them out maybe like a discount code, so on and so forth. So you have a lot more automations, and that can generate you a lot more money. It's really very, very powerful. So I would say that honestly, for me, I use these online course softwares, and what I would do, I would still use another email marketing software aside from that, because for me, just that simple drip campaign would not be enough. And if we look at something like landing page builders as well, most of these softwares, they allow you to create a landing page or a sales page, but they are very, very simplistic, very, very minimalistic. And you don't have some functionalities like, for example, A/B testing. And A/B testing is so important to actually figure out what's getting you better conversions, what's getting you better opt-in rates, better sales, and all of that kind of stuff. That is really, really powerful. And usually for these online course softwares, you're not going to have these options. But for landing page builders, pretty much all of the landing page builders are going to have these options. Aside from that, you also don't have, let's say, something like if you're wanting to build out a funnel, and let's say you want to have an order bump, or you want to create something like Tripwire, all of these different sales techniques, you have those kind of things usually with the page builders, but you don't really have it with just the online course software. But as I said, you are paying less money, and you do get all of the kind of main functionalities that you will need for an online course. But if you really want to sort of go more advanced, then go with the first option. If not, this is a fairly good option for you. The third option is to create your online course on a WordPress website. And what this means basically is you just get a hosting by yourself, create a WordPress website, and then you use a plugin that is going to allow you to basically sell online courses. This option is really good in terms that you can basically have as much of customization as you want. So out of all of these solutions, this is the most customizable, but at the same time, it is most, I would say, technical. The landing page builder, the online course softwares, they make it super simple. This is more advanced. I'm actually even thinking, let me know if you would want, I'm thinking to maybe sell my system, how exactly you can set this all up, or even sell a service to have my team to set it up for other people. So it depends what exactly you're using. But for example, here, Divi is one of the themes that I absolutely love. And this theme, it basically allows you to customize everything and anything. You can have a look yourself, but every little aspect of your website can be customized. So you really can make this look however exactly you want. An absolutely amazing tool. So do keep in mind that you will need to get a theme to do all of this, and it does cost some money. As you can see, this is $89 a year and lifetime access is $250. There might be a solution how you can set up a website and get this theme for free. I will try to check out the links in the description if, well, when you're listening to this, watching this, if that's still possible. But I'm going to explain the pricing in just 1 second. Another thing before I explain all the pricing and compare it to other solutions, you will need also a plugin. And again, there are different options. So again, I will leave the ones that I actually recommend at the time that you are watching this or listening. But just to give you an example, this is one of the solutions. And if you look at the pricing, again, you will need to purchase this plugin. And instead of having monthly fees like with Landing Page Builder or course software, this is just one-time fee. So you have all of these different packages, and this is for 1 website, 10 websites, 25, and so on. So as you can see here, for example, I think they have a sale now as well. So it's $170 one-time fee. So the way this really works is when you want to create a WordPress website, first of all, you need to get a hosting. And hosting can really range depending what exactly you want. But I would say you can get hosting for as cheap as $4, or you can pay maybe $10 a month if you want much faster hosting and really good hosting. But it's much cheaper already than all of these other solutions. So then you will need to get a theme, and you will need to pay for the plugin to actually be able to sell online courses. But that's going to be one-time fee, and that is it. And then after that, you are basically just paying the monthly fee for hosting, which again is maybe just a few dollars, and that is it. So in comparison to landing page builders and online course softwares, this is much cheaper. One thing to also keep in mind is that if you're going to use a plugin for your online courses, you will also need to host your videos somewhere. So depending on where you want to host them, you can host them on YouTube if you want and just make them private, or you can actually pay for some other software that allows you to host them. So depending on that, you might also pay a few dollars every single month, but at the end, it's still definitely much cheaper option. So with WordPress also, you are not getting all of these functionalities that you would get, for example, with a landing page builder. So when it comes to, let's say, having affiliates, if you want to have affiliates, you will also need to purchase a plugin. But the good thing about that is that it's one-time fee, and that is it. So you don't need to pay monthly fees for that functionality. And let's say if you want to build out funnels, and this is kind of cool with WordPress compared to, let's say, online course softwares or even landing page builders, because I would say you have more, again, flexibility, more customization. There are some plugins that you can get for your website that really allows you to create absolutely amazing funnels. And for example, with some landing pages, perhaps they just don't have the functionality. They have maybe order bump, but they don't have functionality to create a tripwire, for example, or an upsell offer or something like that. So that's kind of the case with a lot of these softwares. They might be lacking one or two things, whereas with WordPress, they do have some solutions where you can pretty much customize everything that you want, and you can really build out an amazing funnel. And again, for these plugins, you basically just need to pay one-time fee, and then you can use the plugin for as many years as you want, basically for life. Or well, some of them actually might have a yearly fee as well, but once you add up all of the costs, it still comes out to be cheaper. I might even create a system where basically I do this whole setup and everything, and if I'm doing all of this in bulk, then it will be much cheaper for everyone. So yeah, do check out the description if I'm already doing that, or do let me know if you want me to do that. I think that would be sort of a win-win for everyone. So for me, I would say it's a pretty huge thing that with WordPress, I can really customize everything as I want, because with some of the landing page solutions and the course landing page builders, I do have a lot of restrictions on the things that I can do, whereas with this, I can really do whatever I want, and I can build out the whole website. So with landing page builders, some of them have functionalities technically for a website, but I'm still going to have some restrictions. Let's say if I want to sell an online course, and I also want to have a store that is selling digital products, or perhaps not even digital products, perhaps physical products, whatever it is, I can easily do that with WordPress, whereas it becomes very difficult, if not impossible, with some of the other tools that I mentioned before. Also, another really cool thing is that I can use additional apps and tools, and this is a massive thing, because with the previous tools, so yes, some of them, they do have integrations with certain apps. As I said, most of these tools will have integrations with email tools, email marketing softwares, but when it comes a little bit more, let's say if I'm looking specifically at different e-commerce softwares and different plugins, with WordPress, I do have a lot more options. So it's more tools basically that help me to sell my courses. And in addition to that, a lot of these tools with WordPress, you only need to pay, they're called plugins, and you only need to pay one-time fee for them, so you don't have the different monthly fees. So that as well can save up a lot of money in the long run. So I hope this made some sense in terms of which way to go. If you want everything very simple and quite advanced and don't mind investing a little bit more money, then definitely landing page builder / course software. If you want kind of that medium where it is also very simple, but you don't have as many advanced features, then online course software is still actually really good option. And lastly, if you want very cheap price and you don't mind it to be a little bit more technically advanced, then WordPress is definitely a good solution. Okay, so this other thing that I know a lot of people are questioning when they first get into online courses, they are deciding whether they should do their own website, what I just explained, because after I explain all of this stuff, you might be a little bit confused and be thinking that, okay, this is too much effort, or instead of that, whether you should use some kind of platform such as Udemy or Skillshare or something like that. And honestly, my honest opinion is that you should really do your own website, because if you want to make good income, you need to have courses that you can charge a good amount of money for. And don't get me wrong, there are people on Udemy. I actually know one of my friends, he has sold, oh actually no, I actually have two friends, and one of them has sold actually both of them have sold hundreds of thousands of courses on Udemy. But the thing there is as well, they were some of the first people to do that. They were selling online courses before anyone even knew about online courses. So they actually make a good living from it. But I would say these are honestly exceptions, and vast majority of the people, they're not really going to make much money from doing that. Also, even bigger thing maybe is that if you're using platforms like Udemy or Skillshare or whatever, your course belongs to those platforms. You don't actually own it. And if, let's say, even if you put in all the work and effort and you manage to somehow rank your course and start getting sales, if these platforms, they just change their algorithm, or they decide that something's wrong, they shut down your account, that is it. You can lose your whole business overnight. And this is something that, I would never suggest to anyone to rely on. When you have your own website, you also get all of the information from your students. So if you want to run Facebook ads, you can have a pixel on your site and you can retarget people. You have people in your email list. You get so much information, and you actually own everything, and you can decide what exactly prices you have, when exactly you're offering discounts, and so on and so forth. And definitely, if you want to make good money, then you need to have your own website. Next thing that I know a lot of people are also questioning is whether they actually should even start an online course. Sometimes people think that, hey, do I have enough knowledge about the subject that I'm going to create a course about? And I would say you definitely need to make sure you do. Otherwise, you're just going to disappoint people, and it's not the right thing to do. So one tip I'll give you, if you're not quite sure, because I feel like a lot of times, for me as well, honestly, a lot of things that I talk about and a lot of things that I have put in my courses, they seem such basic things for me, and I thought that everyone probably knows all of these different strategies and methods and all of that. And only once I started talking with other people and did a little bit of consulting, people were like, wow, you blew my mind. Like, I would have never thought of this and that. And like, wow, you are really smart about this stuff. And I realized that, oh, wow, actually, yeah, because I consume this content, I've been doing this for such a long time and I geek out about it, then obviously for me, this seems basic. But for other people, it doesn't. So I would say the best option is talk with other people and do some consulting and see how much you can actually help out people. If you're actually getting a feedback that you're helping out a lot, then probably that is good information to put out in a course and sell it as a course. Another thing, by the way, that not everyone thinks about, you can actually hire other people. So it doesn't have to be necessarily just you who is teaching the course, or you can even outsource certain parts. Let's say if you think you know quite a bit about a certain topic, but you don't necessarily know all the aspects of that topic, that niche, then you can teach one part of the topic and then find someone else who's going to teach other part of the topic, and just put that in the course. When it comes to choosing a niche, I would say this is kind of very different from every other business, because the niche here, you already should know the niche. If you're going to create a course about something, you must have put in a ton of time, a ton of research, a ton of actual experience and all of that. So there are not going to be like 20 different niches that you can choose from, because no one knows that many things. So when it comes to niche, I think just whatever you have the best knowledge about. And one thing that I know also some people might have concerns about is that if there already are some courses, should I create a course? And I think that you most definitely should, because everyone is different, and I've taken a bunch of different courses on the same subject as well. And what I realized is that, first of all, everyone has different teaching technique. So that is one big thing, that even if you're presenting exact same information, if you have different teaching technique, that can make a massive difference for the student, for the student themselves. And also you might have certain things, because again, let's say I took a bunch of courses about Instagram, and a lot of them that I watched, I was like, okay, I already know all of this information, and I was like, I'm just, wasting my money. But then there is this one course that I come across, and there is this just one little thing that I never came across anywhere else. And that is like one major thing, that helped me out. And perhaps you have that one thing. So I would say if there are a lot of courses on the topic you want to create, look at those courses and see whether you have some competitive edge. Do you have something unique that can help out the students and can help out their problems? So that's sort of the thing. When you're building your course out, you have to find the problem, and your course is the solution for that problem. And if you have a unique solution compared to everyone else, then you have a really good case to sell your course. A couple of things I also want to mention, because not everyone takes this into consideration. As you are starting your online course, well, first of all, you don't need to have the course right away to start building out your website and all of that, because believe me, it takes a long time to create an online course. But you can basically, and not you just can, but you should build out a pre-sales for your online course. So again, you can just use one of those solutions that I already explained. And first of all, have an opt-in page for people just to sign up for email list if they would be interested. You need to start building out your email list as soon as possible, because once you release a course, this is where you're going to make your money right away. And do you have a page where you have a pre-sale for your course, and you just say that the course is going to be released at a certain date, and people can maybe even give them a discount, an early bird price, and basically this is going to prove your concept. This is what is called a minimal viable product. So you just create a very simplistic page. Well, you actually can create a good page depending how you want to do it, how much time you want to invest, but in an essence, you can even have a simple page and then do a little bit of marketing, drive some traffic to that page, and see what exactly you are getting from your conversion rates. And I would say also, honestly, if you're not getting any conversion, or well, if you're not getting any conversions at all and you drove a lot of traffic, then that's probably a good sign you shouldn't do it. But if you're getting some low conversions and it seems like there is maybe some potential, do keep in mind that some people might not want to pre-purchase. Some people might only want to buy the course once it's actually released. So that conversion rate might increase a little bit once the course is already live. And also throughout the time, believe me, you're going to get a lot of feedback and you're going to understand better what those students want from the course. And that is going to help you to improve the course in terms of creating better modules, new modules, and all of the different assets. And when it comes to the actual landing page as well, it's going to help you to improve your landing page. So I would say don't rely on just your pre-sales conversion rate, because that conversion rate is definitely going to increase in the future as you're getting all of this feedback. But if you tested out, if you did some pre-sales, you are doing all of this, you decided that you're going to do this online course, then also make sure to build that email list. I can't emphasize enough, build out that email list and basically give out some kind of lead magnet as well, because a lot of people, they are not going to just give their email address for you. And a little bit of a self plug, I do have Canva templates that allow you to create ebooks very easily. You basically you have all of the designs of all of the different pages, so you just change up the text, change up the images, and if you want, adjust the colors to your own branding, and you really can make a lead magnet in just a couple of hours, and that is it. And if you want, you don't have to buy this. If you want, you can also do all of this from scratch. That's going to take you much more time, but at the end of the day, definitely create a lead magnet and start gathering those email addresses, because believe me, email is one of the best options how people are going to purchase your course. Aside from that, when it comes to the actual marketing, just to give you a little bit better understanding, I would say, there are so many different ways how you can do this. I would say that some of the best ways is because you are teaching people about a certain topic. So most likely, well, or the best option would be to give out some sort of information already. So whether you're doing, let's say, a blog, whether you are doing YouTube, or you have Instagram account or TikTok account, whatever it is, whatever you can provide value, that definitely works really, really well. You can also just run ads, that works also, but definitely building out that relationship, because a course usually is priced pretty high, and I definitely suggest you price a course higher. So people do need a little bit more convincing that you can actually help them out. So definitely I say it's a good option to build out some sort of content for them to consume and build that relationship with you. And especially I would say that from all of these, video content is the best, because there is a massive difference if someone is just reading your articles or someone actually sees you speaking to them and explaining the topics, and you can actually tell that, hey, they actually know what they're talking about. And you can definitely do that on Instagram and all of that. I do think that YouTube is my favorite, and I think that is the best way to create those relationships. But aside from that, you can use the different marketing methods. You can run ads, as I mentioned. You definitely should do email marketing. You can create some advanced email marketing automations. Affiliates work really well. If you create a really good course, you can give commissions for people that recommend your course to other people. And for you, it's 100% margin, so you can give fairly high commissions. You can give maybe 30%. Some people give even as much as 50% for their course, because then someone else is basically just doing all of the marketing and driving all of the traffic and sales for you. And what I would say is that you really want to create a sales funnel, because once again, it does take quite some time for people to actually purchase a course. So you want to basically get people in through giving out some sort of lead magnet, get them into your email list. And if they don't sign up for the lead magnet right away as well, you might want to do some retargeting ads, and you want to then do all of the email automations to basically warm up this audience, to get to know you a little bit better, and all of these type of things. And then you want to sell your course. And also, one thing you can do, and I would suggest to do, is have additional things with the course. So basically, either have some course that is much cheaper, and then they can basically, it's easier to get people to purchase that, and then later you're upselling the actual main course. Or with the main course, you can also have some bump offers that are offering something that is just a very small offer, and you give them a discount when they buy it together with the course. Also, on my main YouTube channel, I talk a lot about how to create digital products and all of that. So that's definitely a good opportunity as well. Create additional products that if they either buy those products and then maybe later they buy the course, or the other way around, they buy the course and then later they might buy these products. And you can put all of these different products and courses within your funnel and increase the amount of money you are making per each customer. Oh yeah, one thing also, when it comes to pricing, a lot of people don't quite know how to price their course. And I would say, first of all, don't be afraid. I've seen so many examples of people pricing their course at a lower price and then increasing the price and actually generating even more sales. So don't be afraid. At the same time, don't go too crazy, but kind of look at what is happening within your niche or what is happening with other niches with similar-ish courses, and honestly think of how much value are you actually providing and whether it's worth for people to pay that money. Are they going to get return on their investment? And you also want to test these prices out. And some of the tools that I mentioned before, they do the split testing, they do A/B testing, and you can use those tools to figure out which price actually is converting the best. So as I said, I'm going to leave all of the tools and the softwares that I personally recommend. I do have some discounts and bonuses for all of them, most of them. And if you are listening to this as a podcast, if you have any questions, again, take the title, put it on YouTube, find the video, and leave your questions in the comments. I will try to answer as many of those as I can. Make sure to check out my main YouTube channel, check out my Instagram for quick and actionable growth hacks. If you found this useful, make sure to smash the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, put on those notifications. Stay awesome, and I'll see you soon.